everybody. It's unfortunately that time of the year where we have to get rid of books. How I determined this lovely fun time here was by looking at my purchases this year. Now last year I did have a giant unhaul. I unhauled like 150 books. We're not doing that this year. I'm being nicer to myself about it this year. We are unhauling 60 books. How I got that number was all year long I have been tracking all my book purchases and book acquisitions, I would like to say more so, because some of these are not purchases, they're an acquisition, because I get a lot of books for free or for uber cheap. Okay, I have a lot of methods for this. I do trade-ins all the time. I do Pango books all the time. Both getting credits there or just finding cheaper books that way. So I've been listing all the books in the month that I got them, what I got them, where I got them, how I got them, and the price that I got them at. And a lot of them are free. So what I did is I used my handy dandy Excel filter and looked at any book that was $10 or more, because that's around the full price range. Not all of them are full price at $10, but like a paperback these days is $9.99. That kind of thing. So I looked at how many of those I purchased, and then I took away all of the books that I read that were purchases here that were over that amount of money, and that's how we got 60. We got a nice even 60. It was like 68 a bit ago, but then I actually read a bunch of other books in the last bit of the months and stuff. So we did manage to get it down to 60 books. I am sad about some of them. I'm not sad about other ones. Some of them have just sat on my shelves forever. And these are also not including the priority list. I have the priority shelf is still here. This is not counting those. If I do not read these books by the end of the year, they do get unhauled. I'm still holding myself to that. It also does not count anything currently listed for the unhauls in my Pango shop. So I have a stack of books over here that are books that are currently listed in my Pango shop. Either I just didn't like the book, or they were the unhauls that I landed on during my TBR game. So there is that. A giant pile on my couch. We're gonna go through them, and y'all can scream at me in the comments of, no, don't get rid of that one, it's so good. And then I can say, sorry. This is the chopping block, and the block must be fed. So here we go. These are in no order. The order we're introducing these in is how many I can hold and display. A lot of these books I have just owned forever. I actually went through my old book outlet orders to see like who have I had the longest, or books that I just have completely lost interest in. The first book we have is The Tiger at Midnight by Swati Teerdhala. I think I bought this a long time ago during like a Barnes & Noble sale. I think that's when I got this one, but I just haven't touched it. I can't remember a single thing about it. I don't really have much interest in it, reading it now. Sorry if you like this book. Pre-apologize for everything. Next up we have The Athena Protocol by Shamin Sarif. Sorry, Shamin Sarif. So sorry. I'm gonna mispronounce every name. I think I got this one at Second and Charles many years ago. Again, don't remember much about it. This is Long May She Reign by Rhiannon Thomas. Again, don't remember anything. Have Not Even Bones by Rebecca Schaefer. This one I do know what it's about. I just don't think it interests me anymore. I think it's just too kind of like gory and not a fan of it. We have Women Talking by Miriam Toews. I think this was also a book outlet. It's a short read, but it's gonna be depressing and literary, and I just tend to not enjoy those anymore, or ever. This one I am kind of sad about, because I do love the show. I just don't think I want to read the book. That is Heroes Saving Charlie by someone. Ari Wallington. It's only on the side. It does not have it on the front. But this is the untold story of Hero and Charlie. And because I know how Hero and Charlie kind of end up and how Charlie's story ends, it's just going to open up all the sad feels. And I'm really trying to not read sad books, because I already am very sad in general in life, and that's not what I need books for. I know some people love reading books to make them sad or they want to cry. I am not that type of reader. I want to laugh, I want to smile, I want to feel good. I do like feeling tense and on edge. I don't like sad. Okay. Next up we have Enchanté by Gita Trelease. Again, I have owned this one. I think this was also a Barnes & Noble like special day thing. Fee's read it. I don't know if Fee liked it or not. It's not a Les Mis retelling, I don't think, but it's in that time of revolutions and stuff, and I feel like it's gonna be sad, and also, here's one thing that bothers me. It re-released under a new name, and so the sequel, like, I see it being sold as Liberté, which would match, but now it's like All That Glitters and Everything That Burns. Like, they changed the title, and I don't know why, but I can't find the correct title to match this one, so I'm mad about that. Maybe I'll re-pick them up later so that they match the correct titles, but there's that. That's my dumb reason. We've got Written in the Stars by Aisha Saeed. I think this is just a contemporary romance, but I have owned it forever. This is one of the early book outlet buys. Just owned it too long. It never comes up in the game. It just doesn't ever cross my mind. We have Neverworld Wake by Marisha Pessel. I think my friend Mac has actually read this one and he did like it, but again, owned it forever and don't feel like I'm ever gonna get to it. We have another rom-com one, that is Loathe at First Sight. You would think I'd want to keep this because it's an enemies to lovers story, but again, owned it forever, and that's my only reason, is I've owned it forever. Here's a dumb reason to get rid of a book. We have Crown of Coral and Pearl by Mara Rutherford. I don't like seafaring books all that much, and that's why I'm getting rid of it. That's it. I just don't like. I don't like the ocean. Despite being a Cancer, I don't like water. I'm not a fan of mermaid books and pirate books. I mean, I've enjoyed some things, but in general, not something I drift towards, and we're not doing it. This is another I've owned forever, but that is Zero Repeat Forever. And I feel like this book has been zero repeating forever on my bookshelf by G.S. Prendergast. I actually had my dad read this because it is a sci-fi. He was like, about it. But granted, my dad doesn't really read YA. I'm trying to figure out if there's an actual, like, looks like there's a face on the back of this. On that thing. I was like, is that a wolf holding around it? I don't know. But own it forever. This doesn't make the cut this year. I'm sorry. We have Who Put This Song On by Morgan Parker. Again, this was one of my early book outlet buys. And also, it's gonna be sad, and I don't wanna be sad. Despite it being a nice pink color, it's a sad book, and I know it's gonna be a sad book, and I don't wanna read sad books. All right, we have The Traitor's Game by Jennifer A. Nielsen. Very pretty cover, do like the cover. Owned it forever. Owned it for absolute ever. And we have a sequel of a series I decided I'm not gonna continue, which is sad, because I do love this author. I just don't think I want to continue this particular series of companions, but that is Midnight Jewel by Rochelle Mead. There's also The Emerald Sea, which I thought I owned and I don't apparently. But I read The Glittering Court, which is the first book, last year, and it was fine. It was enjoyable. I just don't think it was memorable enough in my brain to want to continue. I know it goes on to two of the other girls that are in the story, so it's not like an actual series, they're all companions. So maybe I would have liked one of them more than the first book, but the first book just didn't really sell me to continue going forward with it. There's a dual one here. People might get mad at me for this one because I do think I bought one of these this year. But I've also come to realize some things. We have The Cousins by Karen M. McManus and You'll Be the Death of Me by Karen M. McManus. Here's the thing. I do enjoy Karen M. McManus. I don't think she's a bad writer. I just never end up keeping her books. So both the duology of One of Us is Lying and Two Can Keep a Secret, I've read them, I've enjoyed them, but I don't keep them. I end up selling them. And so going in, I'm just like, you know what? I bet you I'm gonna read the book and I'm gonna forget everything that happens in it and I'm going to unhaul them. So I don't want to waste more of my time reading something I know I'm probably not going to keep because mystery thriller is not my genre. That's not the genre I gravitate towards the most. Granted, I love this like sprayed edges on this one and stuff. I think they're very cool. I do think she has some really good mysteries, but I just don't care for mystery thrillers all that often. So I will be selling these, unfortunately. Sorry if you're a huge Karen M. McManus fan. Nothing against her, just not my genre. I actually have a few of those same reasons of I'm just not gonna continue with that author. We have Garth Nix here. We have Newt's Emerald, which I honestly thought I unhauled already, but apparently I didn't. And the Left-Handed Booksellers of London, which I bought, well, I know I got this in a subscription box, so I believe this one's actually signed. It is signed. I really didn't like Sabriel very much. I didn't like that Abhorsen trilogy. And I've been told about like his writing style, and I just don't think his writing style is for me. Yeah. I loved the concept of Left-Handed Booksellers because I'm left-handed and I love books. So I was like, oh, it's for me. But in the end, I just don't think I'm gonna actually enjoy Garth Nix, his writing very much. So there's that. Yeah, sorry to Garth Nix fans. This is more like, again, literary mystery. Beautiful covers though, I will say that as I drop things. We have The Essex Serpent and Melmoth by Sarah Perry. So I've had Melmoth for forever. I've had The Essex Serpent for a bit. I know there's a TV series or something, and I think I saw the trailer for The Essex Serpent and I went, no, that's not what I want it to be. So I think this is more literary mystery kind of stuff, and that's just not my jam. I'm probably gonna be bored while I read it, so we're getting rid of that. All right, not the last one, there's probably more. The other ones we're talking about is Christina Lauren. We have The Unhoneymooners and In a Holidays. These are very highly recommended books by Christina Lauren. However, I just don't think I'm a Christina Lauren girl. Now, have I read anything by Christina Lauren yet? No, but I've owned these, but I haven't gotten to them. I never remember them. I've seen one of the other booktubers I follow is a huge Christina Lauren fan, but I'm also noticing now that our tastes are very, very different. And I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be taking recommendations from her because we have very different opinions. I still love her as a booktuber. I just think our reading tastes are very, very different, and so I don't think I'm gonna actually enjoy a Christina Lauren book. I think they're great and fun. I love the toucan. Love that. Great. Always good times with a toucan. I got to feed a toucan. I love them, but yeah. I don't think I'm a Christina Lauren girl. Just to another random one, I think this one as well was another Barnes & Noble. There's all these ones from the Barnes & Noble sale that I did years ago. That's when I got no, I didn't get Pride of the Orange Tree. I thought I had bought Pride of the Orange Tree just before it, but I got it on a gift card, but it was there during the sale. Anyway, long story short. The Chosen by Taryn Matharu. This is the beginning of a trilogy. I thought it was supposed to also be a Netflix series. I think there used to be a sticker here that was like, it's gonna be a Netflix series, but I don't think I remember seeing anything about it being a Netflix series unless they gave it a different name. But again, I just don't feel like that reading it at all. And also, like, they're the authors of these books, and I've never wanted to read those books ever in my life. So that's it. No real reason. I feel like I'm gonna make some people angry about this next one, but that is Dark Rise by C.S. Pacat. I don't know how to say your last name. Now, I got this was really a random cover buy. This actually might have also been that Barnes & Noble sale. I don't remember. Where did I get you? Where did you come from? And I thought the concept was interesting. I have heard that it's kind of boring, but I've also heard about Captive Prince by the same author, and I don't want to read Captive Prince at all. So if they have the same kind of tone in their writing as that for Dark Rise, I don't want to read this. But I also have just heard that it's very boring. So sorry to any CS fans. I don't know how to say that last name. All right, next up is a book I have owned forever. This was a book outlet buy many, many years ago, and that is All the Things We Do in the Dark. I don't remember anything. I remember nothing. All right, more people. Let's make some more people angry. We have a Hanya Yanagihara. This is The People in the Trees. Hanya Yanagihara wrote A Little Life. I am never going to read A Little Life. You can call me that. Mark this in the video right now, whatever timestamp it is. I will never read A Little Life. You cannot make me. Please don't try to make me by threatening my animals' lives or anything like that. But I don't want to read that. I know I don't want to read that. On the reviews, I know that is not a book for me. And I feel like I don't think Hanya Yanagihara is a writer for me either. As much as I want to support all my Japanese writers out there, there is a thing with Japanese prose that is not my jam. All power to you. That's why I don't read Murakami. I've read Murakami in college, and I didn't really care for Murakami's writing. Now, I do have Kazuo Ishiguro on here. I am still keeping my Kazuo because I really want to read Clara and the Sun, but I don't own it. But I have a different book by Kazuo Ishiguro right now. We'll see. But I don't think I'm going to be a Yanagihara girl. So, sorry guys. Next up, we have a little duology here. We have Natalie Tan's Book of Luck and Fortune and Vanessa Yu's Magical Paris Tea Shop by Roselle Lim. Again, own them for forever. Probably not going to read them. This one I'm a little hesitant to get rid of because I am keeping one of her other books, but that is going on a different book list. So I just don't think this particular book I want to read. I have a really dumb reason for this one as well. You ready for my dumb reason? Look at her neck. This is All Kill Girls by Claire LeGrand. Her neck freaks me out. It's the dumbest thing. I'm so weird about certain things on covers. Her neck looks way too tiny for her head to support, okay? That's my dumb reason. I mean, I already don't tend to like people on covers in general. That's not a thing I gravitate towards. I was kind of like okay with this one because it was more of a drawing instead of just like a model on the cover. That's usually my bad one is models on covers. I don't like that. But this one, it's just the neck freaks me out. You clavicle, like she looks like she's gonna break at any moment, and I don't actually remember anything about this book. That's what I remember. I'm sorry if you love this book. It does have great hype to it, so I feel a little bad, but I also have owned it forever. I'm not getting to it. We've got another author, ridding myself of an author, not for any bad reasons. I haven't heard anything bad about this author. I just don't think they're for me. We have Cindy Anstey. So we have Carols in Chaos, Duels in Deception, Suitors in Sabotage. These are all standalones, despite the theme of that stuff there. Oh wait, I forgot Deadly Curious. That's the same author. Getting away from that trend, we have Deadly Curious as well by Cindy Anstey. I read The Hummingbird Dagger by Cindy Anstey. I enjoyed it. Do I remember anything about it? No. And that's why I feel like I'm not going to remember. These are all historical mysteries for the most part. I think Carols in Chaos though is like a romance, but I think the rest of them are all kind of mysteries with a little tiny sprinkling of romance. And in Hummingbird Dagger, the romance I thought was weird. I thought it was way too fast and just didn't make, because it came in at the end of the book, but like out of nowhere. So I'm just not, I don't think I'm gonna be a Cindy Anstey fan. Sorry, but maybe somebody else is who does like that. You can get them now. Next up we have a duology by Suzanne Young. This is Girl with Sharp Sticks, Girls with Razor Hearts. It's not a duology. There is a third book. I thought it was. Never mind. I remember. It's a trilogy. I just don't own the third. I read the Program series by Suzanne Young, and I won't want to say enjoyed it, but I didn't think it was terrible. But again, the genre, I don't think it's going to be one of those types of books that it's going to be super memorable that I want to read. One, I am kind of sad to get rid of this one because I did still want to read it. I was intrigued by it. It's kind of witchy, but that is The Sisterhood by A.J. Granger. And it's a witchy book, but again, I've owned it forever and it just doesn't come up. It just doesn't come up. And we have another one I think I'm going to get people mad at me for, because I do think this book is very popular and it just got adapted into a movie. I don't know if it's Netflix or not, but I know it's a movie and I think Florence Pugh is in it. So I think that's why I'm gonna get people angry with me. But it is The Wonder by Emma Donoghue. Is this the UK copy? Did I buy this on vacation? I'll feel really stupid if I'm getting rid of this. I don't know if this is the UK edition. Yeah, this is the UK. I must have bought this on vacation when I was at my sister's wedding in Ireland. But I think this was definitely, at the time, this was a cover buy. It looks nothing. The way this cover is not at all the vibe of the book, of what the synopsis actually is and what I've seen of this book, because it is about a girl who has stopped eating, but is fine. and it's weird, and it's a historical kind of mystery thing, and I don't think I'm going to enjoy it. I think I will be bored by it. I'm sorry. We have The Right Swipe by Alicia Rye. We then have First Comes Like and Girl Gone Viral. I forget who's first. I just don't think I'm going to like them. I've seen some reviews for it, and I don't think they're for me. Honestly, I just don't. That's all. We have a book that I've owned forever. This was a Book Outlet one, The Art of French Kissing by Brianna Arsham. It is a very short read. I just don't think it's going to be memorable at all. We have The Beast's Heart by Leif Shallcross, which is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but I have owned it forever, and I think I have better Beauty and the Beast retellings. Granted, this could be an amazing book that could have been my all-time favorite, but I'll never know because I'm getting rid of it. Paris is Always a Good Idea by Jen McKinley. And I don't remember anything. It was an old book outlet by another old book outlet by is Last Hang Standing. This was gonna be, I'm getting rid of this one in particular because it's gonna be like family drama, and I got enough of that. We're getting there. I'm starting to see a couch again. The Undoing of Thistle Tate by Kathleen Detweiler. I don't remember anything. And that's it. I am sad about this one, but it was one of those that I bought a long time ago. But that is The Grave Keepers by Elizabeth Byrne. Would like to read it, but I don't think, it just never comes up. It never comes up. Just I've lost interest in is The Black Kids by Christina Hammonds Reed. And here's my stupid reason. You ready for my stupid reason? It's set, you see the palm trees on fire in her glasses. This is set in LA. I don't like books set in LA. But also I think that one's gonna be a sad book. I think it's gonna be sad. And I don't want sad. Girls Save the World in this one. This is a zombie apocalypse kind of thing. I've never been a fan of zombies all that much. I liked the art style, even if it's people on the cover, but they're not like perfect models. But yeah, just, I've owned it for a while. We have a duology that I've also owned forever, but it's so pretty and I'm kind of regretting my decision. But that is Dance of Thieves and Vow of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. I have owned these books forever. This was one of the first Book Outlet buys, is how old these ones are, and I've just never gotten to them. And I feel bad because they are so pretty. And I feel like I still want to read them, but I'm also like, I remember nothing. Another author one we have is Emma Mills. I have Famous in a Small Town and Lucky Caller. I read Foolish Hearts, it has on the back, and I enjoyed it. But again, not memorable enough. I don't think Emma Mills is necessarily a writer for me. We then have The Wise and the Wicked by Rebecca Potos. This was also already on like the last chance list because it was one that I bought so many years ago and just have not gotten to it. Have Havenfall by Sarah Holland. I already unhauled years ago Sarah Holland's other books because I just don't think that she's going to be a writer for me as well. Lastly, one more author group. We got Jen Bennett. This was another one where everyone was talking about Jen Bennett books. I just don't think I'm actually going to personally like the Jen Bennett books. Especially Alex Approximately. Here's my dumb reason. Ready for the dumb, can you guess the dumb reason? Are you ready? Can you guess? Can you see what's on the cover here? Yes, there's water. Water on the cover and I don't like it. Also, these covers are all people covers except for Lady Rogue. This is where she went into like more fantasy, I think, but I don't think me and Jen Bennett are gonna be a thing. I'm sorry. There it is. I've unhauled books. That's the end. That's the end of those books. But it's not the end for everybody else still on this shelf. Which of these books are you very angrily shaking your fist at me for getting rid of? Let me know in the comments below. Maybe. No, they're all gonna be on. I'm selling them all on Pango, and then I am taking them second in Charles before the year is out, so that we can start afresh. Are you guys getting rid of any books this year? Let me know. Or if you also, even if you agree with me, be like, yeah, it was a good idea that you got rid of that book. You weren't gonna like it, so good job, you, Q. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna go now. See you later. Gator. I don't know. I'm weird. Brain is malfunctioning. I've been filming a lot today, if you can't tell. Cool. See y'all tomorrow. Bye. a lot of these are gonna be done. Next stack. Next stacky, 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 stacky. It's a lot. As the neighbor watches me through my window. Books, oh God, oh God, oh God, we're fine, hello. That's my slogan, I remember nothing.